If every day your emotions are pulled by a glance, a compliment, or a careless comment, then who's really holding the remote control of your life? Hi, I'm Wendy. Welcome to Heal and Grow, a place you can visit each night before bed to recharge your spirit at the end of the day and wake up with a little more energy and peace in the morning. In this episode, let's talk about one of the main reasons why our minds often feel so heavy and tired. It's because we care too much about what others think. Sometimes, what exhausts us the most isn't the work we do. It's the endless cycle of worrying about what others might be thinking. We keep asking ourselves, do they like me? Did I say something wrong? What if they don't agree? And little by little, we trap ourselves inside a tiring loop, where every look, every word from someone else can shake our peace of mind. I used to be like that. I used to let one careless comment pull me from calmness into self-doubt. I used to try so hard to please everyone, to be agreeable, likable, acceptable, just to feel loved. But the more I tried, the further I drifted from myself. And then one day, I realized, what others think of me is their business. I can't control that, just like I can't stop the wind from blowing or the rain from falling. Eleanor Roosevelt once said, "You wouldn't worry so much about what others think of you if you realized how seldom they do." That quote made me laugh, a soft, bittersweet kind of laugh. Because it's true. Most of the time, people are too busy living their own lives, carrying their own fears, pressures, and worries. They're not watching you as closely as you think they are. And when I finally understood that, a quiet peace opened inside me. I began to live lighter, not because the world had changed, but because I stopped trying to control it. Now, whenever my mind starts wondering what someone else might be thinking, I gently remind myself, they're allowed to think whatever they want, and I'm allowed to live as who I truly am. And that's when I finally felt free. When you care too much about what others think, you start editing your every word, your every move, just to keep them pleased. But the more you do that, the further you drift away from yourself, little by little. Ralph Waldo Emerson once said, "To be yourself in a world that is constantly trying to make you something else is the greatest accomplishment." And I believe he's right. Because when you live truthfully, you no longer have to perform to be loved. Love and recognition, when they come, will be real, because they're directed toward who you truly are, not the version the world expects you to be. Perhaps the greatest gift of growing up isn't becoming someone more likable, but coming home to yourself, peaceful, free, and whole. But that journey isn't easy, I know, because I've lost myself before. I used to let a compliment lift me up all day, and a single criticism drag me down into doubt. I used to fear what others might think, and did everything I could to be accepted. But one day, I realized if my joy depends on praise, and my sadness comes from criticism, then I've handed the keys to my emotions to someone else. And when they hold those keys, just one word from them can unlock my peace or trap me in anxiety. I remember a quote that changed the way I see the world. If someone does something wrong, that's their problem. But if you lose your peace because of it, that's yours. Since the day I understood this, I've learned to keep my emotional keys in my own hands. I don't react so quickly anymore. Instead, I pause and ask myself, Is this feeling really about what's happening now? Or is it an old wound speaking up again? And I've come to see, peace doesn't come from others treating you right. It comes from choosing not to let anyone else control your inner world. Now, I don't need anyone's approval to feel enough. I just need to be honest with myself. And in that very moment, I am home, whole and free. Place your hand over your heart. Take a deep breath in and say to yourself, I return to myself. Exhale slowly. I give the power back to me. You can't control what others think, but you can always choose how you respond. You can choose peace over frustration. You can choose silence over arguments. You can take one gentle step back to keep your heart light. As the Stoic philosopher Epictetus once said, it's not what happens to you that makes you suffer, but how you perceive it. There's such deep truth in that. When you master your perception, you begin to master your entire life. And if today you need a gentle reminder, this one is for you. You don't need anyone's approval to be yourself. You can be kind and still have boundaries. You can listen and still make your own choices. And you are already enough. Right here, right now. Peace doesn't come from being praised, but from the moment you no longer need praise to feel whole. Thank you for spending your time here with me today. If you felt seen, soothed, or gently understood, please follow the podcast so you won't miss new episodes. And share Heal and Grow with someone who might need a soft reminder just like this. And remember, you can always come back here each night to unwind, reflect, and find a moment of stillness before you sleep. Wishing you a calm night, a deep healing rest, and a bright, peaceful morning ahead. I'm Wendy, and I'm so grateful that tonight we got to heal and grow together.